Hello guys, we're here with our non-meta tournament. Who are you and what you play?
So I'm Jordan, obviously owner of the channel. You've seen me a couple of times. I don't try not to make too many appearances. Also, not at the top tables very often, so that kind of doesn't help either.
It's okay, man. We get better. We get better.
We get better. Our journey is coming. But today I played a deck that shout out to Gage on the progression series. We're actually gonna play Megalith today. It looked interesting, and I remember when the cards came out, they seemed cool while I was playing Adamantipator, but I just never took the leap. But I did today, so you'll see the spice.
All right, man.
All right, so first of all, we're gonna start off with the best card of the deck, 3 Diviner of the Herald. Normally you see this in Drytron, but Drytron is banned for our non-meta, so it gets played in far less better ritual decks. It's just a good card since Herald of the Arclight makes itself level 6. Arclight gets its effect, that's literally all it's used for, but it's just so good to not play in a ritual-centric deck. Next, the Megalith cards, playing 2 Ophiel. You can activate effect on field to ritual summon, and it has to send itself as well, but this adds a Megalith. I think this one adds Megalith monster, and the add is not once per turn, but the effect to ritual summon is once per turn. So you can keep cycling these cards to just get as many cards as you need in the graveyard, which you'll see later for another reason. Playing 2 Haggith, this one adds a Megalith spell or trap, and then it also allows you to ritual summon while it's on the field. So these are your 2 that you're going to cycle, and you just want to go through these as fast as possible to get them in your graveyard for the rest of your effects. Next, probably the second best card in the deck, to be honest, Fool. Fool, when it's ritual summoned, you target a ritual monster in your graveyard, you add it to your hand, and it becomes its level. So if Haggith was in the graveyard, I would add Haggith back to hand, and it becomes level 4. And then allows you to quick effect ritual summon, so you can do that either on your turn or on your opponent's turn. Most of the time it's going to be on your opponent's turn, but just really good card, probably the best Megalith monster, because it just facilitates all your combos on your opponent's turn. Next, the big boys, Bathor.
That's the best one. What are you talking about, man?
Hey, this one's pretty solid, man. Whenever you get to just say special summon or ritual summon this, pop 5 or 6 sometimes, it's insane. You pitch this from hand, and it allows you to ritual summon. That's the kind of gimmick of the Megaliths, is they don't actually have a ritual spell card. They all kind of function as their own ritual spell, which is pretty nice. You don't have to accumulate all of this stuff beforehand. So when it's ritual summoned, you get to pop cards on your opponent, targeting pop on your opponent's field equal to the number of ritual monsters you have in your deck, or sorry, in your grave, that are different names. So sometimes you can, most of the time you're getting at least a pop 3, but you can set up your graveyard on your first turn, just cycling the smaller ones to even get, I think the most I've got is a pop 5 today, which was insane. But yeah. Next, the Aeratron. This one's not as good. Again, has the pitch from hand effect. And then it negates a targeting. So that's super nice. Negates and destroys the target by shuffling a ritual monster to the bottom of the deck from your graveyard. It doesn't come up as often, but it is nice if you're playing against a deck that has a bunch of targeting. This just gives you free protection. Unfortunately, it is once per turn, which I think makes the card just significantly worse. If it was not once per turn and it was just solely gauged by the amount of rituals you had in grave, I think that'd be pretty nuts. But I kind of understand why they did it, but it's just not as good.
What, Konami making fair and balanced cards?
I know, right? Of course it's the ritual deck, but whatever. And then the one Megalith Mommy, Phalig. This literally only comes in either going second or going in your turn 3 play to just OTK your opponent. You normal this, and then it makes all of your cards on your field, not just your rituals, gain 300 attack and defense for each ritual in your grave, and it's not unique names. So by the time you've made this, you should have at least
your whole deck.
Yeah, you should have at least 8. At the bare minimum, you should have at least 8 rituals in. So that's 2100, which makes this just by itself. This makes that a 46, which can punch pretty much over everything. And then if you have literally anything else, then it also gains that attack, which is kind of insane. So this just facilitates just being able to OTK your opponent. So that's super nice. Next, literally probably the best ritual card in the game that was printed at the very beginning. Manju of the 10,000 Hands adds a ritual monster or a ritual spell card. Just super nice, generic. You just want to pull stuff out of the deck and kind of facilitate that to get your combos going.
No Sonic Bird, huh?
No Sonic Bird. A lot of this deck was a lot of just what I had around and also just stuff I'd thrown together. It's very hard to find a Megalith deck that doesn't run Drytron, and because Drytron was banned for our non-meta, you have to kind of play a worse Megalith deck than you could normally, but a lot of it did use Drytron stuff, so I had to sub that out. So we subbed it out for stuff like the Incantation Pencil Plume, Candle, and Talismandra. They reveal themselves in the hand, and then you reveal a ritual monster, and then you special it from your hand, and then one from your deck, and then they all have different effects when they're special from deck. Talismandra grabs you a ritual monster. I think Candle grabs you a ritual spell from deck, and then Pencil Plume adds a ritual monster from graveyard. So it's kind of nice. You really don't want to see this one in your hand. You want to see either one of these, just so that way you can search your monster. But if you do see this one in your hand, it's still fine. Probably Candle would be the best summon off of it, just to grab the ritual spell. But yeah, you don't want to see Talismandra. You don't have to.
Not gonna lie, man, I've never seen that engine before.
Yeah, it's literally only ritual stuff. The Incantation Chalice Slime, and then I played the Necroz of Clausius. I don't even know how to say this card. We'll talk about this one first. This card is actually kind of insane. It's not a brick if you draw it, actually. So you can reveal this, discard a card, and then you can special summon an incantation from the deck. And then you take 2,500 life points if you don't ritual summon by the end of the turn. But I mean, the incantations are going to make sure you ritual summon at least once, as well with the Megalith cards. It has an effect on field. It never came up. I think I made it once, and I goofed because I thought it was a quick effect, but it's not. So it was just a 25k body for no reason. The only reason why this was being played, I found this yesterday and just looking through random cards, and I only played it for the second effect, which is during either player's turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field that was special summoned from the extra. Until the end of this turn, that target's attack becomes 0 and its effects are negated. So I figured this would be a good tech card to play, just against random people that were playing extra deck stuff. But I actually never saw anyone who played any extra deck stuff today, which was weird. So it literally was just like discard fodder for Chalice Slime. Next, your Ritual Hand Trap, your Sarvis, the Ancient and Ascended. You just pitch it from hand to negate a target, which is super nice. You could summon it too. It has a pretty cool effect of pulling itself back to hand to negate a special summon, but I mean, you want to keep this in your hand if all possible, so
it's kind of like an imperm.
Yeah, kind of. So not too bad, not too bad. And then lastly, the Sci-Frame package.
Best hand trap in the game.
Yeah, honestly. There's just so many things in this deck that activate either in hand or whenever you have no monsters on field. So just the fact that you can bait stuff out and then you have even more ritual fodder. You can go into Gamma if you need to, but most of the time you have at least 8 stars worth of ritual fodder, and nothing in here is over 8. So you basically just have fodder for free, which is super nice, and you get to get this out of your deck and into your graveyard. So like if they blow up your board or whatever and you have Gamma in hand, your Gamma's not dead, it's not vanished, you can still do stuff, which is super nice. Also, it's just good going second. You know, some people just can't deal with the
negate and destroy.
Yeah, the negate and destroy, which is insane. Next, these are in different sleeves because I had already pulled all this stuff out. I forgot, so I had to re-put stuff again. 3 pot of extra. There are no cards in here. I'm not playing the Oach, which is the only one that allows you to draw. So I'm not playing that, so I thought that pot of extra would be the best. There are some cards that I don't want to banish in my extra deck, but I'm just banking on the fact that of the 6 cards I banished, 3 of them aren't going to be Arclight. And if it is, then I guess I'm just not playing Diviners. So
is Prosperity better?
Prosperity probably would be better. I don't have it, obviously. I ain't Mr. Moneybags, but maybe when I get this YouTube ad revenue, maybe one of these days.
Soon, Copium.
Nah, this is like 1,000 subscribers, so unless y'all want to start pumping up my subscriber numbers, we're going to be chilling down here for a while.
You heard the man. That's the man.
Right. Again, one of the other really good ritual support cards, Preparation of Rites, just adds adds a level 7 or lower. It sucks because it's just under the threshold to add like the Bathor and the Phallig and the Aeratron, but if you can get to your little Megaliths, you're going to get to your big ones eventually, so it doesn't matter that much. And then the second effect to grab the graveyard, the spell out of the graveyard doesn't really come up because you're only playing one, or I am at least. And then I've been saying Megalith cards a lot, but I think this one is actually the best Megalith card. Unformed is just insane. It just quick effect, ritual summon. It has the first effect, but we don't care about the first effect. It's not going to come up ever. The second effect is what you're really talking about. You ritual summon from your deck, but you have to send monsters where their levels are equal to double of what you're sending. Most of the time, you're using this at the end of your combo to send Ophiel or Haggith to get full on your board. That way you have the special summon during your opponent's turn. You can send one of the bigger ones to get like Ophiel or Haggith if you're still in a weird spot in your combo, but most of the time that's what this is for. It's just to get full on your last turn, or the last part of your turn. So super nice. And then the one incantation Inception allows you to ritual summon any monster, but you have to use incantations on the field or in your hand. You can't use anything else, which kind of sucks. But the second effect, the graveyard effect, is actually what I played it for. You can send a incantation from field or hand. I think it's just field. Yeah, no, it's field or hand while this is in the graveyard. So you send that, you add this back to your hand, and then you special summon an incantation. So it just allows you to like reset. Say I have Pencil Plume and I still have Talismandra in the deck for whatever reason. I can just send Pencil Plume, summon back the Talismandra, get this back, and then I'm also searching a ritual monster, so that's kind of insane. If you're only playing one, you don't really want to see it, and this is the only way I'm summoning the Necroz monster, so it's alright. Again, it was a lot of scraping the bottom of the barrel to try to figure out cards that worked with this, plus what I had. 2 Imperms. I just needed deck space, and I was like, this is probably the second best hand trap I can play, to be honest. Imperm's just Imperm. And then Called by the Grave. It really hurts if you get Ashed or Veilered or something like that on your Megalith cards because you're almost going -1 on every one, so you don't want to make it a -3. So this kind of helps you out a lot. That's all for the for the main deck rather. For the extra deck, it's literally just a bunch of Pot of Extravagance fodder. You know, just let me pull out all of the stuff that doesn't matter.
Almost looks like you're playing a bird deck.
Yeah, for real. Galagranite can come up sometimes if you have the smaller ones just to search out whatever you want, but I mean, I'd rather just use them to ritual anyways. But yeah, this was just a random Lyralist deck that I had, so... But yeah, I mean, that's all the fodder, and then the cards you really don't want to banish. I had a third Arclight. I actually gave it to one of the friends let me borrow it, but he had to dip out, so this is 3 Heralds right here. And then the Omega just for the Cyframe package if I just needed to get that. That way I still had a live Gamma.
Plus if you resolve it on your turn, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, for sure. And then the Cross Sheep, I didn't make this today, but its Ritual effect allows you to draw 2, discard 2. So that helps you get maybe some of your dead Ritual monsters out of your hand, or just gives you draw power, which is super nice. But again, I never made it today. I probably should have made it more than I did, but hey, you live and you learn. For the side deck is typical side deck stuff. Playing 1 Raigeki. I just didn't know what I was going to be playing today, so I figured monster removal would be pretty good.
Board wipes pretty good.
Hey, board wipes are good. DM staples, let's go. 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. I thought Imperial Order was banned for our tournament, but it's not, so it would have been 2 Anti-Spell and Imperial Order, but it is what it is. 1 Kaiju. Just in case I dealt with anything that was just kind of super annoying, I could Kaiju that. Back Row Hate. Cosmic Cyclone. I feel really bad. You'll see it right here. The 3 evenly matched as well. I played against an Altergeist player, and I went main phase, battle phase, activated evenly matched. He banished everything but his 1 face down back row, and then I was like Cosmic, and so I just wiped his board, and he had no cards in hand and just kind of looked at me, and I said, "I'm sorry, dude. It happens." That was turn 1. Droll, just a good hand trap, and then Nib.
Another good hand trap.
Yeah, another good hand trap. I played the dinosaurs today, and I haven't played dinosaurs in a very long time, if ever, I don't think. And I had an opportunity to reenact the extinction of the dinosaurs, but then he summoned, I think it's Logia? Is that the monster?
Yeah, Logia.
Yeah, he summoned Logia, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to activate this to burn a negation, I guess. And he kind of looked at me and, yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to reenact the extinction of the dinosaurs, but
It already happened, bro.
Yeah, it already happened.
All right, man. So, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Bert, helped me. Bert and Nick, they got me the diviners. Shout out to them. Shout out to Joseph and Jeremy over there. This Megalith core was theirs. They let me borrow it. They're the real homies. Yeah, shout out to Gage for playing this in progression. It seems that we piloted about the same. We both got our asses handed to us, but hey, it is what it is. Shout out to my Mexican Yugi cameraman back here, Mr. Juan. But shout out to the Gathering Place and everyone else who came out. It was definitely a fun tournament. I enjoyed playing the deck.
All right, man. Signing out.